I mean, yes, it would be funny. The characters were great. It's just, you know, that's 25% of the time we put in. The rest of it is working with the people. So, you know, it would be fun character-wise. But people,
yeah, it's just is it really conductive to forwarding the act? It's like it would be a priority. So it's like.
But at least you get to see it all, you know, evolve as time goes on.
What I'd like, you know, when we were starting out, one of the hardest things is, you know, the rights to these characters and how much can we still use them. And it's kind of a weird line. Right now, what we build up with Sam is like, you know, I don't think, you know, if we were like to, you know, go our separate ways or something, and we would probably still use Hatchworth. You know, we've kind of figured that out when we lost John, that we need to have a system in place in case we lose some band members. It's like, it's difficult, you know. We have to come up with a new identity, a new robot, and cast a new robot, and so there's this, it would be nice to have kind of an arsenal of like, these were all the previous robots. It's just a little weird because we didn't know what we were doing when we first started out, so. Yeah, I definitely am going to draw Upgrade and John into the comic, but very discreetly. They're already in it in some pages, but it's kind of a hard line to walk.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Burke definitely wanted to not be in anything, so you know that's why we redid album 1. It's like, well, we'll do what you want to do, and I mean, we're good friends, and we don't have any bitter feelings. There was nothing like she wasn't like not showing up to rehearsals. She just didn't want to do it anymore, kind of thing. But you know, so we kind of did that stuff. We wouldn't have any issues drawing her into a comic or something, or using her character in some way. And we figured it out. Like she's totally like she's in Snornia, and we're the place where you go to be a dragon. So somewhere in Snornia, there's this giant mechanical pink dragon that you get to fight in the video game. Very cool. No, there was a joke when we were doing Balboa Park where Upgrade would turn into like a giant robot scorpion or something. Just something ridiculous. I don't know. Is that funny? It's funny because it's random. I like random humor too. So. Next question.
Out of all the songs you've performed, what do you consider is the most fun to perform? Personally?
The most fun to perform songs that we do. I guess we all have our own songs. Let's see. Maybe in the past, do you have any? Juju Magic is the most fun song to perform. Okay. Yeah, that one's pretty fun to perform. We played that a lot at the zoo. I also because I could play bass on that song. It was fun. In the more recent years, I would say Rex Marksley. That was really cool. Mike and I really loved playing that one together. And now I would guess, heck, I don't know. Everything's so different, you know. You like different songs.
I like Brass Goggles, the Spider-Man, or what's the other one? Ghost Grinder. It's biased, but it's fun. I like those kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I think we all have our own reasonings for. Well, which one do you like to mix the most?
Usually the newer stuff usually gets to the forefront. Right now, I like I'll Rust With You because it sounds so much like a song you'd find in a musical. Can you tell I'm kind of biased?
Yes.
That's a lot of fun. I've had to do a lot of training to do.
Yeah, that one's fun because it's new.
Yeah, it's.
We got another new song tonight. It's not new, but it's like newer. So you coming to the concert? Coming to the concert? We'll try to play it. What if we have to cancel the show because of Sam's food poisoning and you won't get to hear the song? Could we do it without him? We'll see how he's feeling.
Put him in a stretcher and just.
You would let us know. You would let us know. There's a knock.
Edward, stand up. Your part's coming up.
What was it? You know where to definitely wasn't I was like, I'll just lay on the floor. It was a show in San Diego when my back cramp flared up and I couldn't move very much, so I just laid on the floor for a while. And by the show, I was able to stand and not move at all. So it was a lot of head and playing my instrument parts, but that was it. Didn't you lay down for one part of the show or no? That was maybe earlier, like years ago. But yeah, so that's an option. Would you rather hear the show with me laying down, or Sam laying down, or not hear it, right? So let's figure it out. We hope he's going to make a full recovery. What memories? You want to see the show that you've been hearing about, but why not hear the show that you didn't want to see? Sam struggling to get through, or something. Next question.
Hi. I was just curious about this. Why did you, as a band, choose to use the colors red and black?
Well, they were my favorite colors. Because it started. Well, we also because we started more with black, just because we could get a hold of black. I mean, it's kind of the whole Johnny Cash thing. What he kind of did with his band. It's like, well, what all colors do we have? We all have black. Let's all wear black. So there's just be a band that's black. So that's kind of what we. I was thinking of the Untouchables, that video game from Super Nintendo. They were not on black. They were like tweed and stuff. You don't even know what you're talking about. Take the joke. Okay? Anyways, it was a joke, yes. But yeah, it's 'cause we could get a hold of black stuff, and it looks very costumey. I think you started the red because you wore a red tie. Well, I want a piece of red, and I painted my buttons red or something. Yeah, so we kind of just went with that, and that was our logo as well. It was like silver, red, and black. And so when we came up with the Walter Girls, we were like, well, they need to stand apart from the robots, so we did the whole white. I was like, I want them to look like they work at C's Candy, and I just thought about candy. I could go for some candy right now, and then you put down your concept art, and you went and got candy. And then you came back and it wasn't colored in, and you were like, okay, that'll work. Well, this is done, guys. Because it was on white paper. You didn't color it, so. Next question.
So when I see you guys tonight, it'll be my second time seeing you. I saw you about 2 months ago at Minneapolis. Great show, by the way. Loved every second of it. But before the show, you kind of had like ambient acoustic versions of your songs, which the particular one being Captain Alexander was one of the best like acoustic instrumentals I've ever heard. Is there any way to get those? Are they available anywhere?
You know, we've talked about this for years with everyone in the band, and we just can't come to a decision on any of that. So we just decided that if we're not going to come to a decision, we're not going to release those to anyone. So we use them now. We use them for pre-show stuff when we're able to, and that's pretty much it. And we don't have all the songs. We can do it. It's not technically impossible. We have those songs, but yeah, it'd be weird because we'd have to cut out. We'd have to pick and choose like which one, who would approve this, and you know, everyone would have. You know, Michael Reed would want to change some things maybe just because his instruments are more prominent and stuff. So it was just too much. It was like, okay, this is not gonna work. I think it's more an issue of just there has been too many chefs in the kitchen for our previous albums, and it feels almost like we don't have as much creative control over some items that we wish we could. Yeah, I mean, we want to be respectful of everyone in the group, past and present, so, you know, we just have to roll with the punches and be like, okay, well, we can't do that idea, let's go on to something else. But, you know, that would be a cool thing. I mean, doing like a karaoke thing seems like a good idea. I guess it just would be taking the time. Yeah, I mean, it's another thing, like, you know, Captain, which is really cool. Like, of course we can use it for our live shows. We have contracts to do that. But, you know, John's playing mandolin in that song on the album. It's like, are we going to cut out his mandolin part just so we can use it and record a new one? Like, that's kind of just seems, I don't know, not evil, but we'll see. We kind of seem like, we don't need to do that. Let's just leave it. We'll keep thinking on it and see what we can do. But yeah, I think we're just lazy and it's just a lot of work to. There's probably a need. We've definitely gotten the requests for just the instrumental versions of the songs before. And while it would be cool to do that, we cannot find a way feasibly to do it. So much paperwork. You don't need that, right? It's like so many signatures. It would be better just to keep the contracts as they are. Yeah, it's all business stuff. I wish it was fun and artsy, but we'd love to do it though. Like in an instant, if we could, jump through that hoop easierly. It's like, why isn't Wolverine in the Fox Spider-Man movies or Sony Spider-Man movies? That's our real thing. Never gonna get Wolverine, Spider-Man. Spider-Man's never gonna be in the Avengers. Wolverine, they're the X-Men. It's just not gonna happen. Ghost Rider in the Avengers. It's not gonna happen. Nope. Next question.
So, Isabella and David, you guys seem really close, like you're really attached to the hit. And I was always wondering if Steve Harder after that, you guys have always been close? If there's been any development in your relationship through the band, or you guys always been like thicker than blood?
I think we tolerate each other. I mean, we're siblings, brother and sister, and it's like, yeah, we're kind of there in each other's minds a lot. I know what he's thinking right now on different topics, and we've never talked about this stuff. I just know exactly what's going through his mind. all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we're twins as well. I mean, everything happened to us at the same time with growing up. We go through the same stuff. I mean, we're enough alike. Our DNA, we're identical twins, so our DNA is enough alike that, you know, it only starts deviating as life goes on. And now we're almost separate people. But
I think, you know, our biggest struggle is trying to find independence from one another. We work really well together, and that's why the company probably has had so much success, is that, you know, we're always challenging each other and one-upping each other, and then constantly, I don't know, we're just keeping each other motivated. Like if I see him doing work, it's like I want to do work, and I'm sure it's vice versa. It's just like it creates a motor, you know. You just keep going forward, and you keep going forward. So yeah, I mean that's beneficial, but at the same time, like, I don't like being a twin. I don't like being, you know, referred to as the same person most of the time.
yeah, it kind of sucks.
Most of you obviously probably don't feel that way, so thank you, but, you know, for our whole lives. Right now, I think we're definitely trying to do some independence. In fact, I think we're trying to finally move away from that apartment.
Yeah, it'd be great to have our own places. And
So we're working on that.
We've been living together for like 10 years, yeah. Through college. I mean, just because if you're gonna move out, and I mean, it's expensive in San Diego. I mean, most people live with their parents, and we just never wanted to, so we had to make it work. So living together was, I mean, you already grow up with them. They're like, it's kind of like the best and worst roommate at the same time, you know?
We lovingly hate each other. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. We need some time alone. So yeah, I hope. I definitely think you know, us focusing on ourselves is gonna do great things for the act as far as you're concerned, because, you know, you hit those ruts and you're like, how can I fix this? Well, this is how we can fix it. You know, let's gain some independence, and you know,
On that front, you know, people coming into the band, you know, it's probably, I don't know, Steve, has it been intimidating having the two of us and then everyone else? Do you feel that way? You feel pretty separate from everyone else, right? You know, there's like some, you know, Sam and Carolina are like awesome together.
like there's this two-headed giant that is the Bennetts, and it's like just
Like Sam,
yeah, man, there's two of them.
Sam like steps up and like gets in there, like he has no problem. Other people don't even want to touch it, you know? You know what I mean?
I don't really know what you're asking me right now. You're just saying a bunch of.
Do you like me, Steve?
Yes.
Yeah. No, what happened? In that man, that paycheck I was gonna write you? My head.
Good thing SPG needs me more than I need them.
That's true. Yeah, next question. When do they need us out of here? I don't know. Okay, 10 minutes.